video games. Something that I think we can all admit at one point or another brought us ridiculous amounts of joy. From the days of being called the hard R in COD lobbies, to playing Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS all night with the boys at a sleepover. Video games used to really be the one thing that could turn the most boring, dry, depressing day into a day full of amazing memories that you made with your friends. The pure joy of coming home from school to immediately hop on and start playing with your friends is a feeling I can still vividly remember to this day. Now, obviously, over the past several years, the gaming industry has become very dull, to say the least. Outside of the once-in-a-blue moon games that are actually good, like Elden Ring, God of War, and Hogwarts Legacy, I think we can all agree when I say that the vast majority of game releases nowadays are just flat-out trash. Poorly developed, half-assed games that are pretty much nothing more than money grabs for these notoriously money-hungry gaming companies. But today, I don't want to talk about how depressing gaming is nowadays. Instead, I want to take you all on the trip down memory lane and talk about the absolute masterpieces of the past. Now, I do want to go ahead and give a disclaimer that I did make a video where I briefly touched on this subject if you guys want to go check that out. But today, I really want to take a deeper dive into the absolute glory of the video games I and a lot of you watching this video grew up playing. First, I want to talk about the 3DS and 3DS game. Man, does anyone even remember what these were? Because Jesus, did I love these things. The 3DS was pretty much unlimited entertainment and happiness at your fingertips. I remember playing this thing with the homies was practically one of the only reasons I would even show up to school half the time. Fuck a 2+2. Nigga, I'm trying to play some Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, Mario Kart. Man, do I miss Mario Kart 7. Truly the pinnacle of racing games. Now, the 3DS holds an even more special place in my soul for the simple fact that this was my very first console, if you can even call it that. Before I ever laid my hands on an Xbox 360 or a PS3, the only thing I knew was my 3DS. I remember the good old days of grinding games like Pokemon X and Y, trying my absolute hardest to capture the legendary Pokemon. I remember how pissed I used to get when my friends used to flex how they had pretty much all these cool ass max level Mega Evolved Charizards, Lucarios, and fucking Blastoise, while my Pokemon included nothing but Dittos, Diglets, and a fucking Magikarp. I mean, just look how useless this motherfucker looked. God, I hated this ugly ass fish. I even remember that one game called Cooking Mama, where you pretend to be a chef and cook these extravagant ass meals. Even though I was kind of terrible at this game, it would always end up getting a 1-star rating, but hey, it was still a fun game. Now, I understand that these were technically considered girl games, but let's be honest, you enjoy playing this game just as much as me, nigga. Or let's talk about a game that used to annoy the fuck out of me. Super Mario Bros. I don't know why, but whenever I would make it close to beating this game and make it to those fiery castle levels, I'd never be able to get away from that fat ass oversized turtle wannabe Donkey Kong named Bowser. I think this was the game that started my lifelong condition of raging in video games and throwing my controllers as if I were Tom Brady scoring a game-winning touchdown. It just didn't make any sense. How is this motherfucker 10 feet tall, have spikes on his back, and have the ability to shoot fireballs? He's a cheat code. It's not fair. Now let's talk about the mobile games. You got games on your phone was a common phrase I used during this time period. Now, I don't think I have to remind you of all the hood classic mobile games. Fruit Ninja, Angry Birds, Temple Run, and you can't forget about arguably the best of them all, Subway Surfers. You're lying out of your ass if you say this wasn't the most addictive game you've ever played. I love the days of running from that overweight cop for hours and hours at a time. If pro gaming was popular during this time, I for sure would have been the first ever phase Subway Surfers player. The way I used to be absolutely destroying that cop's ankles. Jesus. I used to be committing third-degree murder on that man's kneecaps. And then you had games like Clash of Clans, which personally I was never a huge fan of, but for some reason you had niggas take this game super seriously, like to the point they would dead form clans in school and have legit clan battles. You also had games like Crossy Road, where you played as that dumbass chicken trying to cross the road. And then you had easily the most rage-inducing game of them all, Geometry Dash. I had such a love-hate relationship with this game. On one hand, it was extremely fun, but on the other hand, would make me feel like committing self-deletion. This game single-handedly was enough to make a man go through the 5 stages of grief in less than 10 minutes. But what pissed me off the most was that I was never able to beat this game, not even once, no matter how long or how hard I tried. Which is why I was so mind-fucked when I would hear people talk about how they beat the game 3 times before. Like, how in the hell? Was there some cheat code to this game I didn't know about? Was there a secret Geometry Dash society where y'all would just give each other the secret sauce on how to beat the game? Like, bro, this shit is ridiculous. How do you do it? Shit doesn't make no fucking sense. But now I want to move on to a console that I think we all vividly remember, the Nintendo Wii. This was the predecessor of the Nintendo Wii U and what we now know as the Nintendo Switch. And just like the Switch of today, the Nintendo Wii had some bangers on it. You had OG Smash Bros, which just like in today's Smash Bros. I sucked at. Super Mario Galaxy, Kirby. Hell, you even had games like Just Dance. Not gonna lie, this was the game that made me realize how shit of a dancer I was. But regardless, you can't tell me this game didn't used to be hype as fuck. I mean, think about it. Getting sturdy to Michael Jackson dancing while also listening to a Michael Jackson song in the background, nigga, that shit was peak entertainment. And I remember we used to always play rock, paper, scissors to see who got to be MJ and who had to be the irrelevant side characters. And I would almost always have to be the side character. But even then, I still loved the fuck out of this game. And then you had probably my favorite Wii game of all time, Wii Sports. This was the game where all of us overweight, unathletic, no agility having ass niggas could feel like pro athletes. You had tennis, boxing, bowling, baseball, golf. Actually, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know one living soul that played Wii Golf. Even in video game form, golf will always be the most boring sport ever. But you get the point. This was the game that all of us fat, broke niggas played that made us feel like real deal athletes. And don't get it fucked up, those Wii Tennis 1v1s used to get intense as fuck. I'm talking niggas sweating bricks, going straight tryhard mode just to win those games. You would have thought it was a life or death situation, how niggas would be locked in. And I don't blame them. Being the Wii Tennis professional that I am, I know how demoralizing you used to feel losing to someone in a 1v1. And then you have the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Now I'll mainly be talking about the 360 simply because that was a console I grew up playing, but obviously both these consoles were amazing. On the 360 you had all the gems: Gears of War, GTA 5, Assassin's Creed, Halo 3, and arguably my favorite game of all time, Black Ops 2. This game was truly my introduction into the online gaming world. It's because of Black Ops 2 why I've developed into the degenerate I am now. Man, do I miss those nights of staying up until midnight and camping corners for hours on end. And as weird as it may sound, I almost tear up reminiscing of the days of getting called every slur you can think of. There was truly something beautiful about the absolute passion people had for this game. The days of getting into toxic arguments with your teammates as to whose fault it was why we were losing in team deathmatch will be something I will always cherish. And we can't forget about Black Ops Zombies, the game that turned many of us boys into men. I remember playing this game into the late hours of the night, getting jump scared while playing. And the funny thing is, the zombie themselves weren't all that scary. It was just a creepy ass high pitched moaning noise they made when they were running at you. The 360 was also a console that introduced me to a game that needs no introduction, Minecraft. Now obviously, just like I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching this video, Minecraft for me was one of the funnest games to play growing up as a kid. Building your dream home to slaughtering random villages for no reason, Minecraft was and still to this day is a great game. But can we talk about how low-key scary this game used to be? I don't know if I was just a bitch growing up, but there was always something a little bit scary to me about Minecraft, mainly at night when all the mobs used to spawn. This game would turn from a peaceful experience of me building a mega mansion to a fucking apocalypse. For one, you got those annoying ass creepers jump scaring you out of nowhere at the worst possible fucking time, skeletons no scoping me from halfway across the map, and these nasty ass spiders. Like, imagine being this disgusting of a bug in real life and in video games. Like, God really hates you, my boy. But regardless though, I think I and a lot of us watching this video can agree Minecraft will go down as one of the best games of all time. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video right here. In the comments below, tell me what was your favorite game to play growing up as a kid, and also tell me what your favorite console was growing up as a kid. In the comments below, leave me some video ideas or just some topics you want me to talk about in upcoming videos. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.